So yeah, I'm going to start contributing more. So a lot of times when I'm on Zoom calls or chats or Discord, I be listening, but I don't contribute a lot. And I realize that not everything I say has to be a question. I could literally just say a statement, whatever's running through my mind at the time. And something that I'm grateful for is the community I'm a part of, my brotherhood, the brotherhood that we're a part of. They allow men to speak, bro, and that shit's so important. Like, to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, in this world, as a man, you gotta earn your voice. You know what I mean? You gotta earn your voice. Which is just the world we live in. You gotta earn the shit. You gotta earn your ability to contribute and provide value and be listened to. Because anybody can talk. Obviously, I talk all the time, but how many people listening? You know what I'm saying? That's really what matters is how many people are listening to you. And then there's other levels to it, right? So people who listen to you and how many people respect you and follow your advice, your suggestions. And a lot of it stems from credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more credible you are, the more that you actually do and follow through on your stuff, the more people will follow and believe in you. Because what people want is solutions. That's what they want, whether it's a happy life, success in business, success with women. People just they're willing to listen. They're willing to follow your steps if you could prove to them that you know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, do I recommend you not take action? Like, let's say if you want to help people, do I recommend, don't do anything unless you're successful? Absolutely not. I'm a big proponent of taking action and failing forward. Yeah, of course, in that process, there's a lot of people that are not going to believe in you, or you're not going to have the credibility that you would like to in order to be listened to and respected. But you can't take away the experience. You can't take away the stuff that's going to come from you practicing every single day, recording, documenting, getting better at delivering a message. Nobody can take that shit away from you. The time, the energy, the resources, the amount of content that you've created when nobody listened, all that shit counts. Yeah, it's like this. It's like, I remember a guy years ago, he said, his name is John Tedesco. He said this. He's like, bro, when you meet people in the market, bro, just look at them as practice people. What does that mean? It's like, all right, so we would cold approach business owners, essentially, and we would cold approach, people to see if they were a good fit for our business. And in that process, you're going to have to run through a lot of people. I'm talking about, bro, I have a list. If I can find that list, bro, that's maybe not valuable, but it's a big list, a huge list. Over thousands of people that I connected with in the marketplace. Some people I actually did a good connection. Some people was just asked, but I still got their number. Some people, wrong number. But the point is that I went through the numbers. I fucking talked to a lot of people. And sometimes you can get discouraged. You can get discouraged if you don't have the proper mindset. And so what John Tedesco would teach is, he's like, again, bro, it's all, they're just practice people. And what he meant by that is like, all right, so you talk to somebody and they reject you, rather than getting down or putting yourself down because they didn't want to be a part of the business, or they were mean, or they walked away, or they thought you were a weirdo, which a lot of times you probably are. You know what I mean? If you're thinking you're a weirdo when you talk to people in the marketplace, probably are. But again, this goes back to my underlying point. Practice people, right? So if you think of it as like, okay, I fucked up, but that's a practice person. What's happening is the day that you come across the person that is meant for you, or is in that case looking for an opportunity, meant to be in your business, or in relation to using relationships as an example, right? So if you're talking to girls in the market, yeah, you may be horrible at striking conversation now, but you talk to 100 people, and then the 101th person, the 101th girl that you speak with, she's gonna it's not only going to be good for you, but good for her too, because now you have the confidence, you have the experience to actually hold a conversation with the person that is meant for you, right? Like, versus if you met that person day one, she may have walked away from you because you didn't have the experience, you didn't have the confidence that she was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole mindset of like, oh, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. No, nigga, if it's meant to be, it's up to you. You know, if it ought to be, it's up to me. That's how it works as a man. You can't, and you can absolutely like miss opportunity. Don't think that you are. Think about it, bro. If things were supposed to be, if things were supposed, like, if things happen, if things like are gonna happen regardless, then if that's the case, I think everybody would be successful. Because I don't think the universe wants people to fail. I think that, you know, if there's like, that mentality comes from a lack of control. You know what I'm saying? But the opposite is just as powerful, because you have that control, you have the responsibility too of making it happen. So it's like, okay, if you just believe that, oh, if something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen regardless. Yeah, that's true. But there's measures that you could take to prevent. There's measures that you could take to customize the outcome. And something I'm learning too is like, when you reverse engineer things, that's how you really make progress in life. And what I mean is, you think about what you want, and then you reverse engineer it. You say, okay, so if this is what I want, what is it going to take in order for me to accomplish that? If I want $1 million, how much money do I have to make every second, every month, every hour? You know what I'm saying? Every second I got to be making 3 cents. So if you want to make $1 million, your ass need to think about, how the fuck am I going to make 3 cents a second? I think it's like $114 a minute, about $1,000 something an hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 83,000, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 83,000 a month. In order to get $1 million, I think that's right. But do you know that I'm not even confident in the numbers, and I want to be a millionaire. How the fuck am I gonna be a millionaire? I don't even know what it takes. I don't know. I know how much it, like, to make an hour. Like, you at least an hour. How much money do I gotta make? You gotta reverse engineer this shit. Same with fitness. You know, say, okay, I want to get fit. Well, what the fuck do I gotta do to get fit? Hey, you gotta hit the gym at minimum 3-4 times a week. You gotta eat healthy. You gotta put protein in your body. You know, it's easy to like want something. It's hard to get it, because how you get things is consistency. That's how you accomplish it, bro. There's no way around it. That is the solution. That's the magic pill. That, just because I know that reality does not make it easy for me. I'm just speaking of what it is. We have this mentality of like, I had this mentality of, you know, when you become aware of the power of like the mind and the secret and all that stuff, we choose what we want to apply, and we keep it at the most simplest form. So it's like, okay, I just have to write my goals. Yeah, that's true. You do have to write your goals, but not just write your goals. And also, we have a wrong perception about what goals are. Goals really should be titled as task. Because in order to make a goal happen, you have to do something every single day. So don't, like, writing goals out is cool, but I think just as equally, if not more important, is writing out the task that is required for you to accomplish that goal. That's what you reverse engineer. That's what you got to think out. That's what you got to think through. The goal is the dreaming side of it. That's the easy part. It's like, okay, you know what you want. Or even if you say you know what you don't want, that's, I want a Lambo I want a Ferrari. I want an Enzo. I want a lot of women. I want a big house. I want a business that's producing millions of dollars a month. Okay, great. How are you going to get that done? How? How are you going to do it? And then it actually puts you in a different mindset. Like, you start thinking differently. You start thinking, it's like, okay, well, you don't know the answer. You know what I mean? Like, you probably haven't thought that, but think about this. Like, okay, so if it takes a 3 cents, 4 cents a second to get to $1 million a year, now you start thinking, it's like, what the fuck in this world makes 3 cents a minute? You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck can you do that? And you just start thinking. You start thinking stuff that you didn't think. Now, obviously, this is going to be different for every goal, but I think that's a good start, is for you to start thinking different than the hypnotic sphere of thoughts that we've had. A lot of times those thoughts are not it. Those thoughts that we have right now are literally keeping us in the same exact position that we are at, that we're looking to get out of. So you gotta live, man. You gotta live your fucking life. You gotta enjoy life. You gotta have fun. You gotta break through. You gotta read. You gotta listen to positive content. You gotta break mental cycles. You gotta break mental cycles. And that shit only comes with a choice. Becoming aware that you're a human, bro. You have the ability to change the direction of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad that we weren't taught this young, but the truth is that once you become aware of it, regardless of the age in which you come about this information, you still are responsible for the outcome. You can only blame somebody for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, if somebody didn't do a good job with raising you, okay, great. After you get that out your chest, it's like, what's next? You're gonna fucking live for the rest of your life blaming it on that person, or you're gonna sit here and do something about it now that you're aware? Oh, I was raised in a negative neighborhood. Great. Now that you know that, you know how to fix it. That means you have to educate yourself if the education was not good in that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you know what the problem is, don't complain, because at that point, you either A, need to start thinking about a solution and stop thinking about the problem was. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You just need to stop thinking about what the problem is and think about a solution. And if you know what the problem is, that's the secret to finding out the solution. Because, you know, the problem came from let's use the age of 25 as an example. If you became aware of the problems at age 25, well, from 7 to, let's just say 18 to 25, let's just say like 13, from 13 to 25, there was stuff that was happening, and the stuff that happened at 13, 14, 15, 16 bled to the stuff that happened in age 18, 19, 20, 21, and so on. So